So you want to sell your art and you're wondering, where's the best place to sell your art? Is it in person at shows or is it online? The answer to this question may surprise you, but first I want to share with you my favorite place to sell my own art, and it's selling at shows. Selling at shows has been my favorite way to sell my art for over 30 years. In the beginning, I started selling my art at only a handful of local shows every year as a side income. And when I decided to quit my teaching job to sell my art full time, I was able to make the transition in 1 year and worked my way up to making six figures within 3 years. I also sell my art online, and that has a potential to make even more money because you can reach more people with your art. But in order to do that, you need to get your art in front of the right people. So the real question is, how do you get your art in front of the right people? The ones who are going to love your art, become raving fans, and buy from you again and again. Getting your art in front of the right people is the key to selling both online and in person at shows. Now, the great thing about selling at art shows is they attract an art buying crowd, which means you just need to show up and sell your art. Art shows come with its own built-in audience that's there to buy art. So if you're an emerging artist that is still trying to figure out what your art niche is and what your audience wants from you, then selling at shows is a great way to get answers to these questions fast. At shows, you get to watch people look at your art, and they will ask questions that will help you to better understand what they like and what they want from you. If you do big shows that attract big crowds, which I recommend, you'll get to talk to a ton of people and get answers really fast and quickly implement what you learn to sell more art. Now, getting your art in front of the right art enthusiasts online is not so easy to figure out online unless you run ads, and I don't recommend doing that until you know exactly who your audience is and what they like about your art and why. Because ads will only amplify your marketing message. So if you don't have your marketing message figured out, it's going to amplify what's not working versus what does work in ads. However, once you know your audience, what they like, and have a system for selling your art to them, then selling online has the potential to make way more money versus at shows because you can build a bigger audience to sell your art to. So which is better, selling your art at shows or selling online? I have firsthand experience with both, and I can tell you without any hesitation that you can successfully sell your art with either revenue streams. But here's what may really surprise you. Both ways of selling is equally time and labor intensive to build a system for selling your art, and they both require their own system for selling. Take me, for example. I was able to build a routine and a marketing system for selling my art at shows in just under 3 years that I could rely on to make me six figures every show season. And then when I decided to sell my art online, I quickly learned that I had to rebuild a completely new system to do the same exact thing online. And this is because building a website and posting my art simply was not enough. I needed to replicate my marketing strategy that I used at shows somehow online, and it took me more than 3 years to figure this out. I definitely found it harder to sell my art online versus selling in person at shows. But a lot of this had to do with where I preferred to spend my time in my business. I preferred to spend my time growing my system for selling at shows versus building a new system for selling online. Now you need to figure out which revenue stream you prefer, and it will help you to determine where you need to focus to sell your art. And if you want to sell at shows, the pros are you get to talk to your audience in person and quickly figure out what they like and don't like. You get to talk face to face, giving you the ability to figure out what to say and what not to say, which will hone your marketing message for selling your art. You can also build know, like, and trust with your shoppers and quickly convert them to lifelong collectors who will shop both online and at shows. And one of my favorite parts, you get to leave your studio, get outside, get some activity, and you get to enjoy the community. Now, the cons to selling at shows are the weather. This is a big one. Bad weather can ruin a show. Setting up your booth is another one because it's labor intensive. You will also have to travel to big shows. This could cost you more money, taking away profit from sales. You also have to have good cell service or Wi-Fi connection at these shows in order to take sales. Now let's take a look at the pros to selling your art online. First, you can reach a much larger audience. You can also use automated tools to help you sell your art online. You can also work from home, and you can bring in multiple revenue streams selling originals, prints, and other products online. And now let's look at the cons to selling your art online. The first one is you need to build a marketing funnel to grow your customer list and to sell your art. This requires you to learn how to use technology online, and you have to know who your audience is and what they want in order to build this funnel. This takes some time. It's also harder to figure out what people want online. You will also need to post on social media and write a lot of emails. And you're going to have to get good at this because you are going to spend 50% and upward of your time in your business doing these tasks. And lastly, you will also need to figure out a system for shipping your art. So even though you're selling the same art online and at shows, you still need to build a system that's customized for each revenue stream. To sell at shows, you need to figure out how many shows you need to participate in to meet your revenue goals. And then you have to plan, paint, print, and package for each show. This is going to take up a lot of your time. And to sell online, you need to build an online marketing funnel, which also takes a lot of time to build, test, tweak, and market. Both can make you a lot of money, but both take a lot of time to build, market, and hone your skills to reach your revenue goals. So if your goal is to sell as much art as possible as fast as you can, I recommend focusing on building out one revenue stream at a time and getting really good at it before adding another. Now it's up to you where the best place is to sell your art. Think about the pros and cons of both selling online versus selling at shows and choose the one that's going to work best for you. Then take action and get to work building out a marketing system that's going to sell your art and give it time to grow. It's going to take a few seasons to build a strong foundation, and yes, it's hard work, but it's worth it because once you build out that foundation, it's going to support you for many years to come. Hi, I'm Tracy Lizotte, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. And if you would like to learn more on how to market and sell your art, and you would like to work with me, check out the links below this video. I'm running a free workshop for a limited time. You can try that out, but ultimately, check out the Seller Studio in my Art Academy. In there, you can work with me directly and learn how you can market and sell your own art.